Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
Welcome back to our Top 5 Friday ski industry news videos. Bob, welcome back yourself.
Yep.
Just didn't pan out last week.
The timing was off.
It's all right.
It's all right.
We missed you, but
You looked lonely with the one chair and the table.
I was lonely. Yeah, it was different. I had all these guys with me, but when you're in the room here just by yourself, it's a little lonely.
Yeah.
So, welcome back.
All right, good to be back.
And kind of a fun week for Top 5 Fridays this week, too.
It is. It's very skiing oriented.
Very skiing oriented. Don't have to talk about anything negative.
Right.
One thing.
Okay.
One negative thing, but that's fine. It's part of ski racing. Before we get into the news, last week I mentioned that we were hiring for a social media and video editing position. I think the technical title is social media coordinator and video editor.
Okay.
You would be working directly with Bob and I, if that is enticing to you. Hopefully it is. That job description or job post is now up, so I'm going to leave a link to that in the description of the video. Maybe you are interested in applying. Maybe you know somebody that's interested in applying. Maybe you just want to help us spread the word.
Yeah, good opportunity at a growing company for sure.
Yeah, you get to do a lot of fun stuff.
Yep.
You get to ski a lot, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then I maybe had mentioned that Ski Happy was going to be starting today. It's actually going to be starting next Friday, the next round of Ski Happy. So forgive me for being a little off on that, but we will be kicking off another contest, and we'll announce what ski you can win and all that stuff in next week's Top 5 Friday. So
Good
join
stuff.
us then, and we'll let you know. And with that, we can get right into the news. Tons of competition updates this week. In fact, it's pretty much all competition-based news, which to me is very exciting. So first up, we're going to look at some FIS Alpine results. The women were in Cortina for downhill. This is the one piece of negative news that I thought of. Breezy Johnson unfortunately crashed and is going to have to pull out of the Olympics due to injury.
That's pretty sad. I really liked it when you called her Breezy Downhill when we were discussing the topics earlier.
I think I did it twice. Yeah, I think that should be her new nickname.
Yeah.
Breezy Downhill.
Breezy Downhill. It's got a good flow to it.
Yeah, but no, it's a bummer. She was having a great season. So, yeah, disappointing to see her crash. Breezy, if you're watching, hope you recover quickly and get back out there and get right back to what you were doing.
These racers seem resilient.
It's
a resilient group.
do. Yeah, I think that's a prerequisite to being an alpine ski racer. You got to be pretty strong and resilient.
Yeah, getting back in that starting gate, like that's not for everybody.
Even just racing to begin with.
Right.
It's like cold and you're in a spandex race suit and like nothing about it is gentle or comfortable. Anyways, in that downhill race, top U.S. finishers were Jacqueline Wiles in 14th and then Alex Wilkinson in 18th. We also had Super G in Cortina. Michaela was 16th, and Keely Cashman was 28th. So some solid finishes there.
Yeah, still
Picking
impressive to me that Michaela can jump from slalom to Super G and finish that well.
And like with her success in ski racing in general, 16th like doesn't sound that good, but like that's 16th in a World Cup race.
Right, and not her like main discipline.
Right. There are people out there that like that's their best finish in their entire ski career, and they're thrilled about it.
Right.
So let's put it into perspective here. And then we also had a giant slalom for the women. Michaela was 5th. It's a great result for her there. Nina O'Brien 15th. Paula Moltzen 17th. The men had 2 downhills and 2 slalom. The first downhill, Travis Ganong 7th, Bryce Bennett 11th. 2 days later in another downhill, Travis 11th, Bryce 12th.
Yep, that's a good number.
There were a couple other U.S. guys in the finish too, in the finals. So really exciting to see.
Yep. The
U.S. men are really doing well in speed events this season, so it's going to be exciting to see them in Beijing. There was also the slalom in Kitzbühel. Luke Winters picked up 11th in that slalom race, which is great for the U.S. team. We've haven't been super strong in tech events. And then they moved over to Schladming, and he picked up a 26th there too. So
great ski name.
Luke Winters.
Yep.
Yeah. Luke Slalom. Luke Slalom doesn't have the same ring as Breezy Downhill. So, yeah, some great ski racing updates. I believe there's one more round of races, at least for the women, before the Olympics. So, exciting time of year.
Yep.
Next up, we had the first Freeride World Tour stop. They were in Spain, first time ever at that venue, pretty sure.
I didn't get if it was the first, but it replaced Hakuba.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty gnarly terrain overall. Did you watch any of the competition?
I saw the highlights.
Yeah,
there was that double backflip, which was cool.
Max
Palm, and then someone did like a blind 360, like landing in his line.
Craig Murray.
Okay.
I think.
That was impressive. Like the double backflip was cool, but like having to land that 360 in your line and keep going. It was off camber. It just looked super technical.
Yeah, and if anything, I'll attest to things like this. I haven't competed in the Freeride World Tour, but I've done similar things on skis at a slightly smaller scale. In a lot of ways, 360s are harder.
Yeah. In
a setting like that than a backflip. Like a backflip, you come around and there's some degree of under rotating and over rotating that is allowed, so to speak, and you'll still ride away. Like you can over rotate a backflip and you kind of butt check or back slap or something like that. If you over rotate a 360 or under rotate a 360, when you're skiing terrain like this, you're going to go into a wall.
Right, it's bad news.
It's bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like just start tomahawking.
Yeah, that's what I was impressed with was the precision of that maneuver.
Yeah, so Max Palm that you alluded to with that double backflip, rookie to the tour.
Pretty cool.
That double backflip took him on to gold medal. Abel Moga, either I am mispronouncing that or I wrote it down wrong. I wouldn't be surprised with either of those things. He was second with just a massive cliff drop if he caught that. And then, Craig Murray, bunch of 360s, really cool cork 3 in his run, and he picked up third. On the women's side, Olivia McNeil took the gold medal. Hedvig Vessel,
cool name.
One of my favorite skiing names. She was second, and then Zuzana Veach is what I'm going to go with on this one. Another fantastic name. She picked up third. Next stop for the Freeride World Tour is right around the corner. They're going to Andorra, and that will be either on January 29th or January 30th.
Nice.
So that's tomorrow. Look out for that this weekend. And then third topic of the week, X Games Aspen is in the books. This is like one of the most exciting weekends of the year for me as a skiing spectator.
Yep.
There's a lot of history behind the X Games. I probably wouldn't be sitting right here in this chair if the X Games didn't exist. It has been that influential in my life.
Yeah.
So really exciting for me when the X Games comes around. I would have to say, if we were going to give like a MVP of the X Games to anybody, I would give it to Alex Hall. Picked up 3 medals in the 3 events he competes in.
Yeah, hard to argue with that type of result.
Pretty darn good. And I'm not going to go through everything, but there are some highlights that I thought we would take a look at. On the men's slopestyle side of things, Andre Rigetli is now 2 for 2 for winning slopestyle events after blowing his knee out last spring.
Comes back stronger, a resilient group, these ski competitors.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
Max Moffitt picked up second. Alex Hall was third in slopestyle. On the women's side, Tess Ledoux had a fantastic X Games, taking the win in slopestyle. Mathilde Grimaud, I always have trouble with her name, was second, and then Megan Oldham was third. Another one of the highlights to me was just the men's big air. Actually, men's and women's big air was unbelievable. Alex Hall did a switch 2160, which had never been done before. You checked that out before we started filming.
Yeah, it's a lot of spins.
It's just unbelievable.
It's a lot of spins.
Yep. There was kind of some controversial judging in big air. Technically, you weren't supposed to do the same trick twice. Matej sponsor did a nose butter triple cork 1920. 1980.
Okay.
Sorry. The numbers are hard to remember. Nose butter triple cork 1980. He also did double cork 1980, but the judges considered those the same trick.
That sounds pretty picky to me.
So you and a big part of the park skiing community would agree that that's, I don't know, they made the rules. And those were two different tricks as far as I'm concerned. Mac Forehand was second, and all I'll say about Mac Forehand is incredible style, tons of consistency, and he's going to be one to watch. And then on the women's side, we had some progression similar to the men's side. Tess Ladeau, double cork 1620. First time ever done by a woman in competition, which was just awesome. And then this was even more impressive to me. Megan Oldham did both way double cork 1260s, which unnatural double cork 1260 is like very, 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 very hard.
Yeah.
So really cool to see. And then shout out to Nico Porteous. I never know how to pronounce Nico's last name.
That's how I would say it. That's
Perfect.
How it's spelled.
That's how it's spelled. Yeah. He took the win in half pipe, and he did something that had never been done before. He linked a switch down the pipe 1440 to a right double cork 1620 to a left double cork 1620.
Again, just massive amounts of rotations in these runs. It's dizzying.
It's insane. I think we're all in for a treat when it comes to Olympics.
Yep.
Because these guys throw down in X Games, but at this point, I get the impression that the Olympics is more important to most of these competitors. So I think we're going to see some incredible skiing in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think it lines up well in the Olympic year with the X Games, like 2 weeks before or whatever it is.
Absolutely. It adds a little more excitement to the X Games. Some people did skip the X Games because of the Olympics. Eileen Gu, we've talked about her quite a bit recently. She opted to sit them out, just focusing on the Olympics. And that brings us to our fourth topic of the week, which is an Olympic preview. So we have full U.S. team rosters. I'm not going to go through them because that's a lot of people, but we'll leave a link to that as we usually do. And then, Bob, I know you checked this out. We got a preview of the Slopestyle course.
Yeah, and they're building it with excavators and shovels, but it looks like it's done by a computer. Like
Probably was first.
The precision and the artistry involved in this is just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's snow sculpture meets freestyle skiing. Like it's really
cool.
It's very artistic and very well done.
Yeah, and I thought the engineering behind the design was really cool.
Yep.
They built a model of the Great Wall of China that runs down the skier's left side of the course to block wind from that direction.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then they have the little, I don't know what the houses are called, kind of the pagoda style house.
Yeah.
In the run.
Yeah,
so
and there's a rail on the top of it too.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's just really interesting how they're incorporating, the culture and stuff like that into the snow sculpture.
Yeah.
Really.
I think it was Sochi when they had one of those Russian dolls as like a tap feature.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool when they can kind of integrate the local culture
really interesting.
into the course. So check that out. We'll leave a link to where you can watch a video and learn more about the slopestyle course. And that brings us to our edits of the week. A lot of these we kind of just talked about. So first edit of the week is the Freeride World Tour full replay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to take some time and watch some incredible skiing, I highly, highly recommend doing so because those guys are just insane. And then we have a highlight of Alex Hall's 2160. Was the first time that it's ever been done. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think anybody's ever done it in or out of competition, at least not the way that he did it, like switch double cork. So definitely check that out really quick. And then we have the full event replay from men's ski knuckle huck.
My favorite event. I love that. I think it has the most kind of creativity and lack of structure, which I like in a freestyle event.
Yep.
You're not trying to fit into a box.
Yep. And something that they often mention on the broadcast of these events is like every mountain has a knuckle.
Yep.
So it's easier to relate to that than like a 70-foot big air jump.
Right.
Because your local mountain doesn't have a 70-foot big air jump. But there's somewhere where there's a knoll or a roller, and you could do a nose butter or like learn a nose butter 360 or something like that, and you can relate it to these guys.
I don't know how they practice this stuff. Like, that's what blows my mind. It's like, you know, on the big air jump, you got your airbags, your foam pits, your trampolines, all these training tools. But the knuckle huck is you just have to go do it.
My answer to that would be they learn that stuff just from, just from time on snow.
Yeah.
You know, they're like such good athletes, and they're so creative already that, like, you know, if they're skiing or training on like a 3 jump line and they mess up their trick on the first jump, they still have to ski to the bottom. Right. So they're going to ski over the knuckles, and like, you know, like when you ski over a knuckle, you probably like do a 360 or a spread or like a twister.
Yeah, do spread eagles.
Yeah, like something fun like that. Yep. So it's same kind of thing, you know. To them, like a nose butter double cork 1080 is our spread eagle.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how they learn that stuff.
It's the edge control, their balance, you know, and then the awareness in the air.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the 270 to jam and then flipping over.
Yeah.
Takes some serious commitment to.
Yeah, 270 to purposefully catch your edge.
To purposely catch your edge.
Launch a couple flips like 50 feet down a slope.
At 40 miles an hour, however fast they're going. It's
probably close.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think it comes across in the broadcast footage, but that landing is long.
Yep.
So like they go really far. Even though it's just knuckle huck, they go really far. And then last edit of the week, Eric Hjorlifson, fantastic skier.
Yeah, he just likes to go straight through deep powder and catch
fast,
huge air.
Yep. We have Winter 2021, which is basically a nice little season edit from Eric, a little over 6 minutes long. One of my favorite skiers to watch. Just so strong.
Yeah, so strong. Just hits a lot of pillow stuff in this little clip, and he just plows right through it like it's nothing.
Yep. So that's it for Top 5 Fridays. Bob, hockey or skiing this week?
Ooh, a little bit of both probably. Looks like it's going to be cold out there this weekend.
Yeah. If anybody can try and keep me in their thoughts tomorrow, this will be like the 3rd or 4th Saturday in a row with...
It's like a high of 5.
It's a high of 5, yeah. I think last weekend was worse. High of -3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll be out there for 7 hours on Saturday coaching, trying my best to stay warm.
Good luck.
Shout out to Lens Socks. We don't really do many product plugs on Top 5 Fridays, but Lens heated socks, they're a big reason why I can make it through those days sometimes.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Probably charge those things up tonight when I get home.
The extra batteries.
I actually wouldn't mind having 2 sets of Lens batteries.
Yeah.
Because if you put it all the way to 9 on your Bluetooth phone settings, they only last like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go all the way to 9.
All right, they're right over there in that room there.
The batteries, right? I could just go get them. Anyways, that's Top 5 Fridays. Thanks for joining us as usual, and we'll see you out there on the hill.
Have a great weekend.